Hi guys. Okay, so I have my iPhone next to me just to make sure that I actually can hear everything. Make sure my Bluetooth is off, everything is off because I want to make sure that this is going to be uninterrupted as most as possible. So I'm going to go ahead and check the audio just to see if this actually works. Okay, so my audio is working, so hopefully, God willing, everything stays the same. Now, I literally have been waiting for a very long time to make this video. Um, I have so much to cover. There's so much I want to talk about. And honestly, just because my system is on overload and there's been just a lot of things being exposed very early on in the year. So, just for reference point, guys, this is 5 a.m. in the morning, January 9th. There has been a weird technical issue with me live streaming from my YouTube app on my phone. Those of you that have followed me for a while, you have seen me cover this of up until the end of last year. Those who actually have been following me for a couple of years now, um, in a surprising but not surprising way, you guys have seen how I have had to expose a lot of things that I've been dealing with YouTube. And of recent, when I go live, when I live stream on my iPhone, on my YouTube, whether I delete the app, re-download the app, I can have 20 people live in the video, 40 people live in the video, even five, right? And it will not show any of my views. Like it will literally upload and say no views. Or in the least case scenario up to recent, it will say 4 views when in reality I've had like 30 people live in the video on other videos I've done. So yeah, this is my first video. Wow, this is my first video of 2024. And I don't want to say that I'm scared because, I don't fear anything. Um I think that I'm just more of in shock because I am a local, okay? So, um, I see a lot of bot accounts on Twitter and social media saying, everybody that's talked about it is not from Florida, not from Miami, not this, not that. And they really have no idea what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like Florida, New York, Las Vegas, Los Angeles, California, these are all hot spots, in America. Tons of people by the hundreds of thousands come to visit Miami all year round. So people that are on social media that are saying, and you guys are gonna see me put my phone up to my ear because I've done other live streams besides the whole weird view count thing. I've done other live streams where my audio is not even available. So I don't know what's going on, guys. I've had this information I've had this information in the can for now over a week. And yeah, I guess you could use the word scared, like everybody else who has something to say or whatever, or knows somebody that knows somebody. The censorship and everything happening around this particular story and other stories are ridiculously censored. Even if somebody was at the mall and is explaining what they saw at the mall, here comes a community note, under the person's post telling people that this person's lying or this person is being fact checked. When, how do you, I mean, guys, there's so much I want to say, I don't even know how to say this properly. I don't even know if they're gonna put my correct views. I'm not even sure if they're even gonna put this video out to my subscribers, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what they're doing, you know what I'm saying? But something is going on, guys, okay? So I am considered a local. I've been here for over 2 decades now, over a decade, okay? Um, you know, since 2001. So yes, that would be considered, right, 2 decades. Um, you know what I'm saying? And there's so much I wanna say, but I just feel like I think, like, the general consensus right now is we all have so much to say, there's so much going on from this list, to the mall, to the election, to I mean, guys, you know, there are so many things. There are so many things that from last year coming up on 2024 I told you guys was gonna happen. I told you guys that it's gonna be like a movie, you know what I'm saying? I told you guys that nobody is gonna believe what they're gonna see. People are gonna question, and so I just wanna set the record straight from my perspective because I was caught up in a mall shooting that at the time in Boca Raton, okay, in Florida, which also they try to cover up as kids fighting. I would and I have that proof on my channel, okay? So let me just try to put I know we're already 6 minutes in, but there's so much that I wanna say, and so I really hope that people watch the entire video and don't jump around because people need to understand why people are saying what they're saying, and so I've went through that, you know what I'm saying? I've went through, a mall shooting in Florida, and they use the same tagline, you know? They pulled the same stunt, and they said that a bunch of kids were fighting. When I was caught up in the mall shooting in Boca Raton about 2 or 3 it was, either 2018 or 2017. It was honestly, the year escapes me, so I'm not gonna try to put out a year out here, but, even people I've spoken to were also there that work at the mall. I was caught up in a mall shooting in Boca Raton a couple years back. It can't be more than 5 years back. It definitely is not more than 5 years back with a friend of mine, and I was there and I periscoped it live. I have the footage on my YouTube channel, and they use the same escape story with me. You know what I'm saying? The same thing they used with the Bayside, they used at the mall that I was at, which was there was kids fighting, that there was fireworks, that there was a balloon pop, that there was, you know, they're lying, guys. They're lying. So I am freaked out because I have been okay. I am freaked out. Yes, I am. I'm not in fear. I'm not fearful. Even though I'm a local, I'm not afraid of aliens, coming into my house. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not afraid because like truth be told, we all know this exists. And anybody who thinks this doesn't exist is crazy. Like how do you not bel how with everything we know about Elon and the election, everything else, how can people at this point not think that these things exist? You know what I'm saying? Like, it exists. So once again, there's so much I wanna say out the gate because I know people like to hopscotch around and all this stuff, but, like, no, I'm saying this from my perspective and what and local people that I know Bayside very well. I've been to Bayside multiple times in my life. It's if I'm not mistaken, it's actually near where they have the Ultra Music Festival, which is very high vibrational. So when I heard the word Bayside, I was like, "Whoa," because the energy around certain parts of Miami is intergalactic. I mean, truthfully, the energy is quite high, is quite strange, is quite out of this world, like outer worldly. So when I heard the word Bayside, I was like, "Oh, I know Bayside. I've been to Bayside tons of times, guys, like tons, tons, tons of times." Okay. So from my perspective, I want to get this out the way. No, this is not a distraction from the list. Okay. The list that is with the island and all that. No, this is not a distraction from that. Okay. People are getting way too caught up in woulda, shoulda, coulda. The reality is, right? The reality is that this year is going to expose multiple things. And so I'm just going to say it. I think people, whatever age you are, whatever walk of life you're from, respectfully, you're ignorant if you think that only one thing can be exposed at one at a time. Just this morning past midnight, it's been exposed that there's tunnels. There's these tunnels under these certain synagogues in New York City. Now, if you haven't seen that, then you're way behind. Okay, that's all over Twitter right now as I speak. They're finding the NYPD just found all these tunnels, guys. If you don't believe me, look it up, okay? So, yeah, it's ignorant for people that are supposed to be conscious and enlightened and aware to say that, "Oh, it's a distraction." How is it a distraction, guys? Like, these things happen all the time. It just so happens that this time it was at Bayside at a Miami mall where hundreds of people are shopping. You know what I'm saying? Like, in reality, these UFOs are everywhere all the time, guys. Like, they are walking amongst us practically at this point. They've been for eons. Okay. And just like the eyewitnesses said, they appear, they reappear, they disappear, they show themselves, they morph. Okay, they're intergalactic, they're interdimensional. So let's put that to bed right now. How is that one Miami incident, which has not even been on mainstream media and on any mainstream media outlet, how is that a distraction from the Epstein stuff? How is that a distraction? Two things can exist at the same time, guys. Okay? So just like how we have the footage of these tunnels under these synagogues and temples being exposed out of the blue, finally it's being exposed. That can also coexist with the list and with the Miami incident at the same time. So please do not be dismayed. Do not be stupid to think that only one thing is going to happen, chronologically. Okay? What do you think chaos is? What do you think spiritual warfare is? What do you actually think this is, guys? It's going to happen all at once. And so if you and your peanut brain think that only one thing can happen at once that we have to keep tabs of, then you're too slow. And at this point, maybe you're not really awake and you're not really aware as what you think you really are. Because if you actually are aware and you're actually awake, that would be peanuts to you. You would look at the Miami incident, you would look at the Epstein list incident, you'd look at all these incidents by themselves and say, okay, that happened, that happened, that happened, that happened. And that shouldn't like shock you. Nothing about that should be shocking when the so-called spiritual community, I mean, people with all types of spiritual gifts have been coming out of the woodworks, and including myself, and have been telling you guys that you're not gonna believe what you see or what you hear. You're gonna be so shocked and so like dumbfounded that you're gonna question reality. So now all of a sudden, when shit is hitting the fan, why are people scattering? Why are people now saying, "Oh, that can't be possible"? Are you dumb? People have these UFOs on camera. In fact, there's actually people that reside and live in Miami who have additional video and photographic evidence of not just Bayside that they have on the down low, because obviously they can be targeted, they can be taken out of here. Don't think that they can't. There's locals who are in high-rise apartments that also have other video and photographic proof of UFOs in the sky. So forget the UFOs disappearing and reappearing in the mall. They're also in the sky in broad daylight and at night. And I live in Florida, so I would know. I hate to admit that, but like I live in the state. So anybody who's not in the state talking out their mouth, I'm like, you don't even live here. You know what I'm saying? Not to go too deep, but we're on the topic. So what the hey? Maybe I was 13, 14 years old at my other parents' big house. In the backyard, I have a pool, big ass fence. Clear as day, I saw a UFO in the sky when I was like 13, 14. Clear as day. Now, I didn't think to pull out my camera then either. Maybe a Polaroid camera, a cheap, flashy camera, but never once did I say, let me go get my iPhone. I'm not even sure iPhones were even on the market. the way that the iPhones are on the market today and iPads and all this stuff. So when people say they were there and they couldn't capture it or they didn't think of taking it, I can see that happening because the same thing happened to me in the same state, hours away from Bayside, which is not even that far from where I live. So I'm quite sick of people being ignorant. And I'm quite sick of people who actually, in my opinion, should know better. And they're talking BS about where's the proof. If you listen to any of the eyewitnesses, they will explain to you why there's no proof or no proof that they've released yet. If you just listen and you pay attention, you would know that. But no, once again, people are hopscotching, chopping, dicing videos, jumping from one TikTok to the next, and they're not paying attention. And so what I'm saying is everybody who's so-called awake, they already been knew this. So everybody else who's just, in horror, then obviously they're late to the party. Okay? Anybody else who's just now realizing that underground tunnels exist, underground cities exist, the trafficking exists, the aliens exist. Anybody who's just now figuring this out, they're late. And they're the ones who are like these bot accounts, and these are the ones who are ignorant and they're pushing this thing about distraction. So I don't know how you can be awake and call it a distraction when thousands upon people were caught on video running away from the scene. How is that a distraction? I have no idea. Um, and the fact that I have experienced this myself, and I've also, so I haven't even got to the dream yet, right? I haven't even got to the weird ass dream that I had at the top of the year, this new year right here, 2024. And it was so fucking weird, right? That I was like, I don't even know, like, I did not have the green light. I'll put it that way. There is downloads and intuition and dreams and all types. I mean, anybody who's been subscribed to my channel for this long, if you're new, you obviously wouldn't know, but those who have known my channel and have known the kind of content and things I upload and the things I've shared with you guys when I feel led to, you guys already know that this is nothing new. So to anybody else out here who is just now realizing that they have, these underground systems and stuff, they're late. They're very late. And quite frankly, it makes me question how spiritual they are, because how can you just realize this now? Like, this has been happening, guys. If you think that intergalactic interdimensional aliens have just arrived, you're late. You're very late to the party. Okay, so no, it's not a distraction from anything. This really happened. They really are here. They've been here, and it's just more public. End of story. You know what I'm saying? And who knows? It could be next week they're somewhere else, bruh. And maybe somebody will actually have the balls to release the footage. But until then, I don't think we should judge, because if you're there and you're frozen and you're scared, the first thing you're not going to think of is taking out your phone. When I was caught up in the Boca Mall shooting as well, which they also covered up and tried to cover up and say that it was kids fighting, the same line, right? For those who just joined, the same line that they used for Bayside is the same line they used with my mall incident. Okay. And when I was running for my life, I never thought to take out an iPhone. Do you see what I'm saying? When I was running for my life into the parking lot, running for my life like a freaking hyena, I never once thought to pull out an iPhone. So I'm personally pissed off when there's people that are ignorant talking about, well, why is there no iPhone? Why is there no this? Why is there no that? When there's actual mall security and Miami police, people that know Miami, people that know people of the Miami police who've already said on different platforms that they've erased the shit, guys. They've taken the footage from the mall and they've dissolved it. And so, come on, why is that hard to believe? Are they really going to want to show millions upon thousands of people what the hell they're talking about? Of course not, because they know people cannot handle it. Y'all can't even handle it now. Y'all hear people describe a 7 to 10-foot alien and y'all are bugging the fuck out. So how the fuck can they show you the real footage when y'all are up here awake at wee hours of the night, wee hours of the morning, losing your goddamn mind? Right? How can they even have the confidence to show you the truth when you're already, when they know, when in fact they know that nobody can handle it? okay? Even myself, there was one video that I was scoping out that I saw things in the background. I couldn't even watch it because you know why? I don't want that energy in my room. I don't want that energy on my phone. Okay? If I actually do see something in the video, I don't want to see it. So for y'all, so these people cannot, I mean, either these people are just trolling, they're ignorant or something else because why would you really want to see that? Like, let's be real now. Like, what? Why would you really want to see a portal in that way? And people are terrified and running for their life and screaming. And why would you want to see that? And if you do want to see it, do you have the stomach for that? Do you even have the strength to watch that? No, you don't. And if you do, well, you're in the minority. Okay, most people in America cannot handle that. So so let me be real with you. People are asking for things they can't even fathom, really. People are asking for things they can't even comprehend. If you were there, you have no idea what you would do or how you would react in that moment. You have no clue whatsoever. So let's get that straight. This whole Epstein list has been on the radar of many people for decades. And once again, to anybody who thinks that this whole island, this island and these politicians and all this is brand new, once again, you're late because it's not. So people talking like that, they're talking like this is just brand new. And I'm here to tell you, ain't nothing brand new about it. When Epstein was in the flesh, roaming the earth, you know what I'm saying, with Maxwell and all them and and all these people, this has been happening for decades. So me being a person who is aware, is up to date. I'm not understanding why people are acting like this is brand new. This is not brand new. So, with that point, I want to add it's not brand new. And in that case, in that point right there, the Miami incident is brand new, right? The Miami Mall incident that happened with people running for their life away from interdimensional, intergalactic aliens, that is separate from the list. Okay, this is an isolated event, right? The Epstein thing has been cooking up for years. So right there, I'm just proving that these people are ignorant. They don't know what they're talking about. They have the timelines all mixed up. You know what I'm saying? How spiritual are they really? Because if you know anything about politics, you would know this has been cooking for years. This has been cooking for years, guys. So to say that this Miami is a planned plot distraction from what I'm telling you, locals in Florida have been experiencing. I've experienced that since 13 years old. We've always seen strange things in Florida. Like, come on now. We like anybody who lives in Florida will tell you that. So if you don't live in Florida, please don't talk. Okay, if you've never been to Bayside in your life, you never been to Aventura Mall, you never been to any hot spots locals know, don't talk because you don't even know where these places are. I do. I do. I live here. So please don't talk about things that you don't even know. Please don't, because the actual people who live here and the streets are talking, we know what's going on. The rest of y'all probably don't, and that's fine. But then don't therefore say, "Oh, well, it's an illusion." How the fuck is it an illusion? Did you not see 100 plus police outside of the fucking mall? Are you blind? Did you not see all the police outside the mall along the Bayside Strip? Did you not, with your own two eyes, see the police there? So I'm not understanding. So let me not get too pissed off with that because to me it's just ignorant. You never, if you never been to Miami, you never been to Florida, you never been to Bayside, you never been to Aventura Mall, you never been to none of these places, nothing. You need to just zip it and you need to listen because you know you don't know how our police departments work down here. Okay, and if you think you do, you don't because you don't live here. I do, and I'm telling you that the same shit they pulled at Bayside, they pulled when I was caught up in the Boca Mall shooting. Okay, the same shit they pulled. They told that I'm guys. They told us the same thing. It was a couple kids fighting. There was fireworks. There was balloons popping. They lie. Get it through your head. They lie. And anything that you think a good person would show or do to the public, they're not good people and they're not going to show shit to the public. So get that out of your mind right now. These are not good people, okay? You're thinking from a for people that think like this, you're thinking from a perspective. You're thinking from a perspective, okay, of what you would do because you're a good person. You're thinking, I want everybody to get this footage, but they're not good people, so they're not going to show you. And the people that actually have it, they don't want to be assassinated. They don't want to be taken out of here. They don't want to be followed. They don't want to be questioned because all the witnesses I've heard, it lines up, y'all. I don't know what y'all hearing, but everything I've been hearing, white, black, indifferent, male or female, it all lines up. Okay. They said that when the police arrived, they were shooting from this angle over here. And when they were trying to exit, they were stopped in a questioning. If they saw you with a phone out, you were stopped and questioned. And that's how they operate down here. So anybody else that all the confusion, put to a stop right there. That is how they operate. So anybody that thinks that's a fake narrative, it's not fake. That's how they operate, okay? And I've already come on here before with a whole different story, trying to get some food, told you all I was wrongfully stopped. That's also on my channel for proof and evidence. And I told you guys that a police stopped me wrongfully and tossed my iPhone and cracked the whole screen back to front. Okay. Now, where's my compensation? Where's anybody that for me to call? Right? They do what they want to do. The police do what they want to do, guys. They do what they want to do. They don't care if you cry at the top of your lungs. Okay? They don't care. What they say goes. If you say left, they say right. And because they're in charge, they take liberty. So anybody that listened carefully, you would have heard them say, all the witnesses say the same fucking thing. When they were trying to exit out, they were around the whole perimeter. They were circling. If you saw the video, you would know. So please, if you're so-called spiritual and you're being a troll or you're being ignorant, you're doing a huge disservice because if you actually listen, the stories line up. Okay? Either you fucking believe it or you fucking don't. I'm not going to try to convince anybody. You see what I'm saying? But like we're in 2024. We're in 2024. If you don't think that these things exist by 2024, you're never going to believe it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't think that this kind of hypocrisy and craziness exists, then you're never going to believe it. I'm not No one's going to convince you of that. But what I am saying is don't be ignorant. Don't be foolish and don't be silly, okay? Now, how am I going to even talk about this dream? Because I had this weird dream before this whole thing went down. And not coincidentally, yes, it did involve aliens. And I kept this to myself for over a week. Okay. I don't even feel comfortable talking about it right now because the fact of the matter is I don't have dreams like that. Okay. I don't get dreams like that whatsoever. I haven't even told family, nobody. Really, one person kind of, not even the full scope of it because it was so strange to me that I was like at first all, no one's gonna believe this. Just like how the witnesses are talking, like, yeah, no one's gonna believe what I saw. No one's gonna take it seriously. So, hey, I got the information, I got the download, and when I can, try to put it out here, I'll try the best that I can. But guys, the stakes is high. Okay. The stakes is high. There is these people's pages being taken down, what I'm saying, numbers being chopped up, censorship, people that are not on the front lines have so much to say, but it's like everybody else who actually is peeping what's happening and they're getting downloads and they're actually at these events and whatever, it's like we're the ones who We wanna step up, we wanna talk about it, but it's like we have to we are against all this other opposition. You understand what I'm saying? So, I had that strange dream, um, the 2nd of January, to my recollection. It was if not the 1st of January, it was top of the year, and I woke up and I was like, "What?" I was like, "WTF." I've never had a dream like that in my life. I didn't understand what was going on. And it did involve aliens, guys. And, like I said, I'm not gonna try to convince you because it happened, I wrote it down, and it is what it is, boom, bada bing. And then when I saw this situation in Miami, I said, "Oh shit." So they really are here, bruh. And what I'm saying? The powers that be, they don't want people to really know anything. And that's evident to me because if they actually gave a damn, they would have done an investigation. They would have been interviewing, what I'm saying, the key witnesses, people that were actually there. They're not doing any of that. In fact, it's the opposite. They're having the police come out with their own little infomercials with their hands folded, telling y'all what has been fed to them through a script of what actually happened. And nobody believes that, by the way. Nobody in their right mind actually believes that it was because of kids playing with sticks. Nobody believes that. And if you believe that, well, maybe your truth meter is kind of low because you don't have that heavy of a police presence for that kind of incident. You just don't have it, okay? And people that have worked for law enforcement and they're retired and they've come out and spoken about it, they will tell you the exact same thing. It's not normal. Okay, it's not normal, it's not typical, and on top of that, there has been alleged reports that there was an airport shut down, there was a tons of houses that were without power, electricity. I actually have a tweet that I saved on my phone. I'm not gonna pull it up because I didn't get authorization, but there's actually a bookmark tweet. I'll just tell you guys what it says right here on Twitter. This guy he put, "I live less than 20 miles from here and my internet has been out all day. Never happened before. Something is really strange about all of this." And that was 32 million views. 32 million and 85,000 likes. Can you guys see it right there? Okay. And I bookmarked it. But I was gonna put it up on the screen, but you know what? I'm like, listen, people got to do their own research, okay? And at this point, it's like if you do show a lot of stuff, people think that you're trying to prove something. It happened, guys. It happened. And there's and like I said, there has been strange sightings amongst the locals in Florida for a very long time, including the ones that I've had when I was a teenager and I had my neighborhood friends with me. We were in my backyard. Well, obviously it's a cul-de-sac in my backyard, and it was clear as day. I mean, it was this. I was 13, 14. Okay, iPhones were not that big. I mean, the BlackBerry was big then, but the iPhone not to this level with the iPhone 15 and 14 and iPad and all that. That wasn't popping like that at that age. Not to the extent that it is now with all these different social medias, Snapchat, TikTok, that didn't even exist, guys. So you have to keep in context, okay? So was and hello, Cat Williams. Cat Williams. People. They hear truth from him, and they also say, "Oh, he must be." Y'all are not getting it. Y'all. Some people are not getting it. It's all gonna happen at once. It's not gonna be this perfectly precise, clean, piece of pie where one moment it's this, and the next minute for the next 4 weeks it's this, and it's not gonna happen that way. I don't know why people are I don't really understand why there's some people out here, whether they're bots or trolls or not, or whatever they are, or agents, where they're coming out and they're talking like it should all be this play. You know what I'm saying? When the truth is being exposed, when things are coming out, guys, it's gonna be chaotic, and it is. This energy is very chaotic, so you cannot expect things to be porcelain and perfectly cut. You know, yes, we're going to have the Cat Williams interview. Yes, we're going to have the Miami Mall incident. Yes, we're going to have the island list. Yes, we're going to have the election. Yes, we're going to have all these things at the same time. And so if you think that this is just going to be some sweet cherry pie year and everything's just going to be handed to you on a platter, you're wrong. Okay. I don't even know what else to say, guys. It happened. Okay. The locals have been talking. We that live in the state, we know how the law enforcement gets down. Anybody who's lived here from even over a year. Okay. I've been here for more than 10 years, but I'm saying anybody who's even been here for a year, you know how they get down. So me hearing the witness's story, it rings very true because I had the same exact experience, if not worse. So I don't know how people can question that. You know what I'm saying? How can you question what somebody was there said? I don't get that. I mean, that is weird to me. That is very, very weird to me. So it happened. Okay, these beings have been around and they're going to be around and it's going to keep happening. And so people that are in horror, have they not listened to anything we've said? Have they not listened to anything that I've said? I can recall from even last year. Even from last year, I was on here telling you guys, you need to brace yourselves. And there's been videos well over 1,000 views where I've talked about the tunnels from last year. Guys, I've talked about these tunnels from last year. So to me, this is like a cakewalk. This is just like watching it all play out. You see what I'm saying? But I understand for some other people that are maybe new on the boat, you know what I'm saying? They may be a little hesitant to believe the harsh reality, but the harsh reality is a harsh reality nevertheless. So, as a local, as somebody who's experienced this, I'm saying word of mouth, yada, 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 yada. I know Bayside very well. It's believable. It happened. And a story. It happened 100%. And it's just one of those things, guys. It's just one of those things that is going to happen. That is happening, whether it's caught in front of a lot of people or not. You know what I'm saying? This could have happened anywhere else, but it wasn't on that bigger scale because it could have been a certain time of the day. Remember, this is still we're still kind of like in the holiday season bubble. So people are going to be out shopping, you know what I mean? But this could have happened anywhere else, but it may have not been as busy. I mean, and people would not even know that they're still watching people. You know what I'm saying? Watching us human beings while they're looking at us and salivating and trying to decode us and figure us out. So what about them apples? You know what I'm saying? It's like people are assuming that it's just going to be this clear cut thing, and that's not how they operate. That's not how aliens operate, guys. And we should know this. We're all adults, and if we're not adults and you're a teenager watching, well, then you should know this as well because the younger generations are more hip than anybody right now. So they should know that this exists. It's not a surprise. And I can fundamentally say it's not a distraction. This is something that has been happening in the state for a while. And there's been videos, people from TikTok to YouTube to Twitter that I've seen even before this incident at Bayside. I have seen people post UFO videos in Miami, in Broward, wherever, Pompano, Palm Beach, for the longest. I repeat that. For the longest, I have seen people in Florida posting these UFO sightings for the longest. For the longest, guys. We have the Kennedy Space Center. We have a lot going on in Florida. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, people that never came here, y'all off the hook a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe you're not understanding, but like we have a lot going on in the state, you know what I'm saying? People come here by the droves. We have Disney, we have the whole Disney debacle. We have a lot going on. So to me, it's not far-fetched at all. It's like a regular everyday. The only difference is hundreds of people happen to be there finally to catch it at the same time. But on other isolated situations, it's just them and their kids or just them by themselves, by the porch taking a video. You know what I'm saying? But now the only difference is it was a bunch of people. The only difference is now this time it was a bunch of people that happened to be there at the same time. That's the only difference. We've been having these sightings for the longest while. Just like there's been sightings in California, Nevada, other places, Texas, and some people will chuck it up to a rocket or SpaceX or whatever. You think what you want to think. The reality is they exist. That's the bottom line. Whether they're disappearing, reappearing or not, it don't really matter. They've been existing. They've been in existence. So it's not shocking at all. It's not shocking at all. And I really wish that people would just kind of like get a clue. You know what I'm saying? Like us in Florida, we have been experiencing this for the longest. So when I saw that it was now more public and then there was, I guess, police presence called to the scene, that was the only difference. The only difference is that they took it seriously enough to have police there. But on any other occasion, any other sighting, whether it's Disney World, whether it's Space Kennedy, whether it's near a beach, near on the beach, the only difference is no police was there and nobody made a big deal. You know what I'm saying? Probably took a picture and told their kids, told their family, and laughed it off. But the fact that people were scared, and it looked that the being looked, some said silver, some said a dark, shadowy complexion. The only difference is people didn't know how to react, and it was scary. It wasn't like it was harmless. Like people felt a little intimidated, a little concerned for their life. That was the only difference. And then there was reports that people were shooting at it because they were trying to get away. I mean, that's just common sense. Like I said, people in this state, people in Florida, they carry guns for protection all the time. Now, in other states, it may not be a known or regular thing. In Florida, it's very well known. So once again, if you don't live in Florida, you never lived in Florida for a long period of time, I don't really expect you to get it. But I'm telling you, and other people are telling you that we're there, so you cannot act ignorant like this anymore. We're telling you this is how it goes down over here. Okay, in the state of Florida, this is how it goes down, guys. People carry guns. So other witness reports, people that were shooting back at it as it was coming closer, the three different ones that people saw was coming closer towards them. They were trying to protect themselves. What is so complicated about that? Absolutely nothing. There's nothing complicated about somebody going for a gun in a dangerous situation over an iPhone. There's nothing complicated about that at all. And so, like I said, people that are trying to clasp as straws is because they don't want the truth. They're afraid of the truth. They're terrified. They're probably not awakened yet. They're not really, it's not open yet. And so, because of that fact, they're looking for excuses. But like I said, like I'm telling you all, these sightings have been happening for a while now. Just to clarify, okay? In Florida, it's been happening a lot. The only difference is this was a mall. This was near, and Bayside is also like a marketplace. We also have vendors and restaurants and stuff outside, which they didn't even describe properly, in things I've seen, with the mainstream, I guess. There's shops, there's all types of shops and restaurants and vendors and it's busy, guys. It's very busy. So me seeing people running for their lives is not shocking at all. Like if you've been there, I'm trying to my best to explain. If you've been at Bayside, you know that people it's noisy. You know what I'm saying? It's noisy. I'm trying to set the tone for those who haven't been there. It's noisy. It's metropolitan. It's active. Okay. There's a lot going on. There's bands playing music. There's Cuban clubs. There's nightclubs. There's the mall. There's Bayside. There's a marketplace. There's festivals. There's everything you can imagine. There's residential living. There's apartments. There's houses. So, of course, it's going to be chaotic. And yes, it is strange. It is very strange that with all this that the locals know about, including myself, that no real mainstream outlet has picked it up and told the truth. Not one. Not one. And they're supposed to have journalists on the ground. They're supposed to have camera crew on the ground, but yet they don't want to interview nobody. And there's been other witnesses and other people and know people that were there, but that this one lady, I saw her video, she was trying to interview people and the cops came over and confiscated her shit and told her to delete it. So once again, y'all either people are not looking at the right information or they're just not listening. They're hearing, but they're not listening. That's how they get down here. They will take your shit. They will take your phone. They will isolate you. They'll put you on the curb away where the cop cars are. They will push you aside. Yes, they will. They do it all the time. And they will question you. What do you think cops? They will question. They will interrogate you. That's what happened to a lot of these people. There was one guy where he happened to keep his phone in the car by mistake. Coincidence? I think not. And his other friends in his group did not, and they were put in a different group, a different exit. And he was the only one that that was able to speak out. The rest are silent, guys. Now, what is so complicated about that? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. If you can just imagine a mall, there's a ton of exits. And so when the police presence came to the scene, okay, they were around the perimeter. All the people say the same exact thing. They were trying to engulf the situation. Now, is the police properly vetted for to fight back aliens? Obviously not, because I mean, it doesn't seem like they really have a real plan. They could talk a big game about, oh, well, we come to the sea and all this, but like, think about it. Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Do they actually have the right tools or active tools or ancient tools to defeat this, to control this? I don't think so. They may have some kind of technology. They may have some kind of chief commander who's telling them, "Hey, it's a good idea to go over here and go down this road." But in reality, in actuality, guys, when they're talking about intergalactic aliens appearing and reappearing, um, that you cannot control. That right there, you cannot control. And that's what I think is scaring people, is that they are coming to grips with a reality that a lot of this shit, the tunnels, the bunkers, the aliens, the beings, people are scared. Let's call it what it is. They're scared. And so because they're scared or because they don't want to believe it's true, they're gonna use all these fanciful words to reject it. But I'm telling you, it's true. It's happened. And all you gotta do is do your own research. Hell, take what I'm saying and take it to the bank because it's been happening. It's been happening. And yeah, different states, different places. They act according to however they're managed, their management. What I'm saying? Different law enforcement offices, whatever, they have their own kind of ways they get down. Some are more strict than others, some are more militant. I'm saying? Some are more flexible. But the Florida is a different type of state. You see what I'm saying? Anybody who's had deals with Florida, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, they're different. They're different. So none of what I none of what I heard surprises me. Nothing I heard surprises me whatsoever. I believe the witnesses that I've heard and the research I've done, it's backed up. Okay, it's backed up. And there's also people that were, like I said, that one post with a guy um who he said he lives right near there and his internet was down. Okay. That one I came across just tonight, and that has over, I remember that has over, let me pull it up again. um Going bookmarks, that has over 32 million 32 million views. Trying to focus it here. 32 million views. Okay. And I found that one tonight. So, I was seeing videos from people that were there, you know what I'm saying, were managed to get out, different accounts. Now I'm coming across people's posts that now live around the area who are also backing up what they're saying. So there's nowhere to hide, guys. There's nowhere to hide. Okay. Um, the truth will set you free. You see what I'm saying? The truth will set you free. If you are going to accept this, um, and you're not afraid of anything, don't be afraid. Um, it is what it is, it is what it is, guys. There's a lot of things that these so-called elites and rich people and celebrities know that we don't know. And the beauty of this year, as crazy as it is, right? As crazy as this year is starting off, you know what I'm saying? It's coming out, guys. You know what I'm saying? It's coming out. And as much as I am you know, at times I'm like gobsmacked because the information that I'm coming across is so um uncanny and so similar to what I've experienced. It's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh my God, like this is happening. You see what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like it's about time. It's about time that this is now in the forefront so we can just accept it. And I don't know. I don't know what the government's gonna do. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish. Who the heck knows? But it's not good. It ain't good stuff. So, we have to have each other, guys. We have to have each other's back. And these witnesses and these people that are afraid to come forward, let them be because they know why they're not doing whatever they're doing. Just like with my own situation, when I had that strange dream at the top of the year. As soon as I woke up and I wrote down what I saw and whatever, I've never had that kind of dream before in my life. So with myself, I've shared a lot of warning dreams and things like that for years on this channel, right? The same channel I'm on right now. I've spoken about the tunnels from last year, okay, and warning dreams I've had from last year. So this is nothing new to me, but maybe for people out there it is new for them, and that's okay. But you need to get on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the reality, guys. It's like it's coming out now. Okay, it's coming out. So it's crazy and maybe as creepy as it is, it's been happening. It's been happening. So either we're going to, either we're going to buck up and figure something out and support those who have the strength to come forward, or we're gonna have these trolls and these people that are ignorant and whatever else distract the story when the story is a story, guys. Okay, what they put out about the kids fighting is nonsense, and most people with a brain, well, this one post right here has 85,000 likes. Okay, let me focus the camera. Ugh, this screen crap. 85, let me tip the camera. 85,000 likes right there. So 85,000 people believe a local right here on Twitter, now known as X, saying that their internet was down, okay, and that there was something really strange going on. He took a bird's eye view of the street with all the cops. Right here it is. Right here it is. Okay, that's a person who lives there. So there is no debate. There is no. Oh, I wonder, guys. It's true. Okay, and that's really all there is to say. So when I had my own dream before this happened, it was related to aliens, which I've never had before in my life. And it was shocking because I don't even know why I would even get that. You see what I'm saying? And I'm truth be told, I'm still not comfortable talking about it because it's just so um I can't even find the word, guys. It's just crazy. Okay, it's crazy. So, you know, I didn't tell nobody except one person, kind of, and not even the full detail. And then when I saw this happen, it was like synchronicity. It just totally lined up with what I was seeing. And it was unsettling at first. Okay. That's as far as I really feel I want to go. It was unsettling at first. And it was just like, what the fuck? Like, what, like, why? Why is this happening? And then of course, I once the day went on, days passed then, I looked into the astrology of the year, of the month, I've been since last year, and so that kind of gave me reassurance of, okay, age of Aquarius, okay, Aquarius and Pluto, okay, blah, 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 full moon, all these things are culminating or happening or gonna be happening, so it made sense to me. You know what I'm saying? The only person that had that download was me. It came to me. So there's nothing else I could really say about it. It's just it coincides with this whole situation, and I didn't have the green light. I didn't feel led to talk about it until because I really wanted to see like what else was gonna come out. You know what I'm saying? I really wanted to see like, okay, like is this really like what's going down right now? And then once it was just more people talking, more people talking, more people talking. And then there's another post I saw today that I bookmarked where this person was talking about, having these kind of apocalyptic dreams. And that I think had over 1 million impressions too, 1 million views. And people were sharing how they had these strange dreams yesterday night, which is the 8th of January. And since the year started, people were on the quote tweets on the thread saying how they also were having strange dreams. So this is all being backed up, guys. It's not just me. There's people out here that have been having strange dreams from 2018, 2016. You know what I'm saying? January 1st, January 6th. People are getting downloads, okay, of what's happening. So I'm not the only one. I'm just putting it out here that this is what has been. It was almost like a lead up, the dream, then this, then the witness, then this, and it's like, okay, so this is what it is. It's a little strange. Obviously, it's could be creepy to some people because they don't like the idea of aliens. I get that, but alien's not even the word. I mean, alien is the word we use, but there's different titles for it. It could be intergalactic, multidimensional, it could be, space, but you could say a lot of different, whatever title you want to use is what you can put on it. You see what I'm saying? But so when I saw that thread, I said, oh, okay, so this must have been some kind of just mass consciousness download, you know what I'm saying? Because I saw somebody else put under the thread that they also had a dream about aliens 2 days ago, which would be the 7th of January. Okay. I had mine the 2nd of January, but other people were having theirs December 31st, January 6th, January 7th. So people are coming forward. I'll put it that way. People are coming forward and they're saying, I also had this dream about the spaceship, or I also had a dream about zombies, or I also had a dream about a famine, or I also, people are coming forward. Like, and it's not just Twitter. Like, there's people that are sharing warning dreams and other things and other spiritual gifts and mediums and psychics and intuitives and channelers, and people are out there. All you got to do is look. I mean, there's multiple YouTube channels right now that have some solid information. So people cannot stay in the dark anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like we as a humanity, we can no longer just act dumb, because now people are talking. You know what I'm saying? People are really like having the courage. And it is courage, guys. I will be honest, it does take courage to share these things. It does take courage for people to also share what they're seeing, what they've gone through, what they've witnessed. It does take courage. And the people that are, banging the drums at this, show that, they're not in their shoes. They're not in their they weren't there. So I don't think it's fair, you know what I'm saying? So that's just my pickle to pick with that is, these either these bots or these whatever, that are not letting people just say what they have to say and not trying to make it a whole rabbit chase. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. People are gonna give and say what they're comfortable with. You have to respect that people have their own boundaries and their own, and quite frankly, their own security, their own safety. Like, let's put that straight as well. Their own safety could be at risk, and it is at risk because, listen, this is we are spiritual, right? We are humans having a spiritual experience. Oh, my thing's gonna go down. Let me plug this in. Just got the notification. 1 second, guys. Let me plug my computer in, guys. 1 second. We'll just go dead. Okay. So, we know quantum physics. There's those of us where we understand quantum physics. Let me check my audio. 1 second, guys. Okay, yeah, I can still hear myself. Yeah, we understand parallel universes, quantum physics, quantum mechanics, um, parallel universes, multidimensional energy, frequency, vibration. there's those of us out here, including myself, that do understand this. So we can no longer um, act like fools. We can no longer say, oh, well, no, it is what it is. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to really make sense to really anybody, but it's happening, guys. It's happening. So, you do what you want with what you hear on the internet and what you find and what you look up, but understand that these people have the technology. They've been had certain technology to open up portals to create all types of things. This is not new. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not new. It's only new now because people are catching on. But in actuality, there are so many key people and groups of people and platforms and websites for years now, guys, that have been said all this stuff. So, how new is it? I'm saying, how new is it when we've been having people speak out for years? Pre-pandemic, pandemic, pre-pandemic, have sent out warnings, including myself from 2018, had over 30,000 view video talking about 2020 and beyond. And look what happened, guys. All the things I said about the pastors, everything that I was saying, guys, everything I was saying, even from 2018, you see it now. TD Jakes, Tyler Perry, Joel Osteen, all these things that when I was on the run and I was really uploading and I was on a high really with this with I don't know if the algorithm was different. I'm sure the algorithm was different back then. I mean, they've changed. I mean, Google has been caught up in the whole list as well. The founders. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but they've sold out, guys. So a lot of things that typically would have been is no longer there, and people now have to search extra hard. There was even, I saw people posting that on Twitter and other websites, they would put, keywords, and nothing was coming up. Okay. They had to put the word back, they had to add extra words or put little phrases, and censorship, guys. And it's not just censorship, but they're trying to scrub it clean. If you just understand that, then the rest will make sense to you. They're trying to scrub clean of all this information that we're all coming into now. They want to wipe clean. And this is why I need some water. This is why, guys, we have some people that are confident. Now, I'm not sure where I stand with this. I'm just observing at this moment in time. I mean, the year just started, so hey, can we just catch our breath here? But this is why, guys. This is why there's so many people who are confident in the grid going down, or an internet blackout, or an internet wipeout. This has also been, Project Bluebeam, these keywords, right? This has been circulating from last year. Okay. I was at work one day, and this, I could tell this guy was on a certain frequency, and he was just bouncing off ideas to me. And he wasn't even surprised, but I mean, everything that he was talking about, I already knew. So we were on the same frequency. And it was a stranger at work, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know about this, you know about that. I'm like, yeah, yeah. So we are now tapping in, guys. We're really tapping in. It's endgame right now. Okay. We're all tapping in. So it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. That the only thing is that we also have the naysayers. That's the only bad part about it, is we got some naysayers, and we got some agents, and we got some people who don't have the best intentions. And so they're peeping in, also putting their spin on things and twisting the truth. And we have to be careful of that. We have to be careful that the truth is not polluted, because then it becomes a telltale tall, kind of pass around hot potato joke. It becomes a joke at that point. So we have to respect the integrity and the courage of all walks of life, all walks of people that are coming forward at this time, because it does take courage. It does. You know what I'm saying? And honestly speaking, you know, I would love to go into more detail about um what was said to me in that dream but it's so crazy that I know people would think it's crazy. And so I'm not stupid, so I keep it to myself. But I'm telling you guys that I had something similar, and, you know, I was kinda like, "Well, what the hell?" I was kinda like I wasn't shell shocked. I wouldn't use the word shell shock, but I was kinda just like, this is odd because I don't normally get dreams like this." You know what I'm saying? Especially not about aliens. So when I got that, I was silent for days. I didn't even know what to make of it. You know what I mean, imagine guys, just for a second here, imagine how I feel. Imagine how I feel. I'm in the state, the same state this happened at. I know Bayside. I know the mall we're talking about. I've been there multiple times. Imagine I get a dream about aliens the 2nd of January and this pops off and in the same state. Like, imagine how I feel. I'm sitting in my house like, bruh, this is ridiculous. Like, you know, what do you call that? A coincidence? What do you call that? I don't know. But when things are too crazy, like when things get like too crazy, I'm not even gonna try to understand it because that's how you make yourself feel insane. That's how you make people question you. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not even gonna try to even conceive that. But the fact that other people, not just in Florida, but all over the world, all over America, celebrity or not, right, are coming forward and saying, "Oh yeah, by the way, I had a dream about aliens 2 days ago." Now, I ain't never been on I ain't never I'll put it this way, I ain't never seen in this magnitude so many people saying openly, "Oh yeah, by the way, I saw this in a dream and then it happened." I've never seen that I've never I I don't recall. I don't recall of recent so many people having apocalyptic dreams at a mass high level. So, what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is that we're all tapping into something, okay? We're all catching on to something that's leading up to other big things appearing, other big events happening, and we're getting warnings, okay? We are getting warnings about how to protect our families, how to protect ourselves, how to prepare, what to tell other people. So we're getting these downloads for a reason. Now let's say for example you get the download, right? And it could be about something completely different, a completely different thing besides beings or whatever, interdimensional beings. That's up to you. How you interpret what you feel, what you hear, what your gut tells you is up to you. That's what it comes down to, y'all. Okay? Some will speak, some will not. Some will have YouTube channels, some will not. We're not everybody's gonna be able to be in that space or even want to be in that space. You know what I'm saying? Because truth be told, if I didn't feel the green light within myself to share that part of this whole debacle, I wouldn't have. If I didn't feel led to, and it didn't make any sense to what we're talking about, why would I bring it up? But the fact that I've had numerous days pass. There's been several days that have passed now, and it's adding up. And there's these trigger words and these things that I'm hearing that other people have said that I've also experienced with that own mall incident that I had in Boca. So it's adding up, right? So because it's adding up, then I feel confident to say, okay, by the way, you know what I'm saying? Let me just kind of summarize. Boom, 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 boom. Because why? It makes sense. If it didn't make sense, it didn't line up, if it didn't connect, why would we be talking about it? We wouldn't be talking about it, would we? No. So because it connects, because it lines up, because I've seen more than one post now of locals as well as I mean, literally my backyard. I mean, people are talking. So, like I said, there's nowhere to hide, guys. There's nowhere to hide. And they can spin whatever they want to spin. Let the critics and the ignorant and the skeptics, let them think whatever they want to think. But at the end of the day, the dreams are still happening, the visions are still happening, the events are still happening, the photos and videos are still, people are still taking them when they see these UFOs. It All these things are still going to happen, whether the other person on the side of the keyboard believes it or not. It's still going to keep happening, guys. And that's what makes me feel calm amongst all this chaos with the bunkers and all this stuff going on. Amongst all of that, that's what makes me feel calm, because it can be backed up. It can be backed up, it's being backed up, and we all feel that we are on we are just at the tippy top. We're getting closer and closer. We're getting closer and closer to what this all means. And that's great. And so that's why I'm saying we must not be afraid. So um it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I think that I've explained everything. Let me just make sure my audio works. There's certain Twitter posts I would love to show you guys, but I don't want that. I don't want Twitter to take them down. That's the thing, you know. I could easily show you guys, you know what I'm saying, certain posts, but I just don't want Twitter to take them down. And I don't want people to make a, you know, draw too much attention to it and then they take it away, because that one post in particular has over uh 32 million views and 85,000 likes and over 9,000 retweets. So a post that big, um I just don't want them to flag that person or mess up that person's stuff, because they've already scrubbed the internet so much at this point. You know what I'm saying? They've already scrubbed it to the high heavens. And all the information coming out that we can get our hands on, we have to preserve at this time. And that's really how I feel about it. We have to preserve it. We have to take care of it. We have to make sure that they don't take it down, and including my own video. You know what I'm saying? If I was showing different videos of them all on this video right here, you all know for a fact that they would tamper it, because they tampered other things that have nothing to do with this, and they're just tampering with it all day long. Um, in different ways they try to tamper stuff. So I can only hope that the those of you who were here live, I hope that it's honored, because other posts I've done have not been honored. And you know, I just take it with a grain of salt. You know what I'm saying? I only do what I feel led to do. I don't try to overextend or prove myself or prove anything in any way that seems, you know, chauvinistic or whatever. Like, I just do what I feel led to do and say what I feel led to say, and I leave it there, and that's it. So yeah, guys, I don't think it should surprise us. I just don't think that, like, as a whole, I don't think it should really surprise us. I think that we just need to be aware that, you know, this has been happening, and you know, it's gonna be a wild year, guys. It's gonna be a pretty crazy year, and that's okay, because, you know, whatever false powers that be that are trying to keep us suppressed, keep us down, keep us silenced, we have to break out of that at some point. We have to push against that. We have to have courage. And, you know, whatever that looks like for us, we have to protect our energy, protect our peace, and do what we can. So that's how I feel about it, and let the chips fall where they may. So thank you all for watching. It's over an hour. I never planned to do an over an hour video. I told you guys at the top of the video that I wanted to do a 20-minute video max, and I'm way over an hour. So I went into even more detail. It would be at least 2 hours, and I can't do 2 hours right now. So yes, y'all, thumbs up, subscribe, share if you want, whatever you want to do. Because this is a very sensitive story, I'm not going to have the comments open. There's no reason to have the comments open. I'm sharing from my perspective as a local, as going through similar things with the, you know, dream I had. I just wanted to kind of put my own, you know, my own words, my own, you know, own feeling, living, you know, living in the state. I just wanted to kind of just give y'all that perspective, because I actually, you know, live here. So that's what I want to do. And anything else y'all see out here, just, you know, check it at a gut level. You know what I'm saying? Any video you come across, just check it at a gut level, you know what I'm saying? And, you think what you wanna think, but, we cannot deny that this is what exists. And it's time for us to just accept that so that we can kind of just see what else as a humanity is around the corner, you know what I'm saying? And if we have to prepare, oh, okay, whatever, oh, so be it. Um, but it's inevitable, guys. At this point, it's literally inevitable. It's the year is taken off and shit is hitting the fan. So it is what it is. All right, love you guys. Bye.